Hi and welcome to Easy Fishing, and I'm back for round two on the river in exactly the same swim as I was before. I've only got about 2.5 hours fishing, so I'm going to crack on and show you what I've done differently. Now, because I got beaten up by the fish last time, now I caught some quality fish, but I felt I wasn't doing the swim justice, so this time I've made a few alterations. First of all, to my feed. Now, I've got normal bread punch, but in it I've included some gravel. Just ordinary aquarium gravel, like that. I think it came from Pets at Home or something. A couple of pounds will last me all season. I've mixed a bit of that in with the liquidised bread, just a small quantity. And I'm just going to dampen it down very slightly. Now, the idea of this is that the feed will go straight to the bottom, where the better fish normally but not always reside. So that's the first thing I've changed. I have some pinkies, some hemp seed and a few worms again as change baits. The next thing, I spent a good half an hour with my rusty trusty weed rake. I must have raked out about 500 weight of weed, so hopefully we won't have as much problem with catching on weed. I really needed to spend an hour, but I didn't have it. I'm running short on time as it is. Are there alterations? I have a normal thing of bread punch, crumb, sorry. I have a small container of normal liquidised bread, but I also have a bag of very slightly flavoured liquidised bread. This has been flavoured with one of Archie Braddock's super spices, just a pinch to slightly change the colour and change the flavour. I don't know if it'll work, but if I don't catch well, I will. Next thing, I have my normal slices of liquidised bread, but I've also brought along a couple of slices that I've cut the crusts off, microwaved and rolled them with a rolling pin, so they're much rubbier, so they're much more rubbery in texture. And the same thing with a slice that's had some Archie Braddock's super spice sprinkled on it, but that's only if it doesn't work normally. So I'm just going to get going, and instead of going rowers, you will see extremely overloaded small inflatable, no one wearing a life jacket. I don't think they realise how deep this river is. Lovely to cruise up and down in the boat, I know, but at least be sensible. Anyway, let's crack on. Now, one last thing that I've done, I've set up 2 4-metre whips. The first one is the same rig, same whip, same everything as last time. All I've done is just replumbed the depth. The second one, which I have to admit is much nicer to use, is one of my 4-metre, this is a Garbolino whip. It was only cheap, I think it was about £35 when I bought it, but it's a fraction of the weight of the other one. And that's set up with a different rig. Much finer line, £2 or 0.10 if you're modern day thinking, to a £1 or 0.75 I think it is, Drennan double strength hook length, to a finer wire Kamasan B511. Same hook size, so it's basically the same, just a little bit more finesse. But let's kick off and get going, because I've only got a couple of hours, so let's make the most of it. Some clouds in the sky today, a stronger downstream wind, still bright, so let's give it a go. Oh, and here we have something decent. At last, saved the blank. I don't know what we got. Feels like a decent perch. And it is a decent perch. Well, at least we've caught something. Well, there you go. We've saved the blank. And there we have a blank saver. Well, plan 57 worked. And plan 57 was constantly feeding pinkies and fishing a worm over the top of it. And it actually worked. Right. Just goes to show you can never tell. And he's been taking those pinkies, all right. There's one impaled on the hook. Look at that. Let's slip a pinky on the point, see if that... Well. Bit of weed on there. So all I've been doing is loose feeding pinkies quite heavily. And I've changed the float shotting so that it sinks very slowly. You can actually watch the worm going down, and it finally paid off. Now the question is there any more? Well, that was very uneventful till the last half hour, and then I got this. I've got a tench of about 2.5 pounds, a perch of about a pound, and some roach. So though it was a long grueling day, right at the end it came good, and all on the whip. How about that? That's easy fishing for you. Catch you again soon.